Yay.
Okay. All right. So, in the meantime, either you can, either I would say this: want you can physically go and find your way. There's lots of things to say. I put up the map. You can literally say, "Hey, I want to go over here. What's this place?" You know, or I know that Spirit has to go back to that one guy's place. Give him his stuff. I'm sure he'll be happy.
Yeah, yeah. That would definitely be my
So,
next move. Would be to return those watches. I told him end of day I have to do it.
so however, y'all want to go at it.
I'd say we get Spirit's delivery done, take the time to find the guy, and get the job, and that should bring us to wrap time, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't take that long to find the guy. Just ask somebody, hey, do you know where this guy is?
Yeah.
You can walk into a store.
Those are the two scenes we should do, is delivering the watches and getting the job, and that should wrap us up pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, follow me, guys. I know the way to the owner. I don't even know his name, but it doesn't matter. Come with me. Come with me.
He didn't give you his name.
Oh man. So I lead them to the place, and I knock on the door.
Yes.
Two watches. Hello. It is me again. I told you in the day for your watches. Yeah, I'm here to return them. If you don't mind.
The old guy pops back out and puts his hand out.
Well, so before I give them to you, I would like to first introduce myself. My name is Spirit, and these are my fellow guild members. We are the guild Phoenix Talent, the one up on the hill, like I told you earlier. And I was wondering if, for a trade for these, if you have anything that you might be willing to offer for me fixing these.
He kind of looks around back behind him. Kind of opens his pockets. Kind of.
Well, so I'd be willing to trade for like an item, like maybe a table and some chairs, or maybe.
Okay. And so he's like, and he kind of closes the door, comes back out, and pulls out two really nice oak designed chairs that they look like a set. And he says, I used to sit here with my honey, but God rest her soul. Will this do?
Yes, that will do perfectly. Here are your watches. If you can tell, they both work. And I grab both chairs and kind of pull them out, and hand them to the other guys. And I'm like, here's your watches. If you want to look over them, make sure they're good to go. And I appreciate you doing business with me. And again, remember, my name is Spirit, and we're with the Phoenix Talent up there. I'm very sorry to hear about your wife. And anyways, take care. Have a good day.
Yes. Alcohol. And he kind of turns and kind of looks at it, kind of taps it, and kind of shakes it.
They both do work.
And then he just kind of closes the door. If you look at the two, if you were to maybe, they look like some carpenters spent a lot of time on it. They look really nice. They're well built, and they're kind of like a dark oak kind of color with like intricate designs on them. I mean, you would probably get a couple of gold for the pair. They're really, really nice. But
or we could honor their history and use them because
yes,
you could.
I highly
Yeah, we're
recommend
3 chairs to 5.
use these chairs.
I just throw the chairs on my back and tie them and just go.
So yeah, now we're carrying around 2 chairs, but whatever.
Put it in the bag of holding. No.
Do we have a bag of holding?
No, you don't.
we
really old, dude. Yeah, right.
You youngins can carry them.
All right, I'll strap the chairs to. I'll carry both chairs. I don't care.
If you wanted chairs, you could have just asked me to whittle you some. I do have wood carvers.
All right, well, Roland, that would have been really nice to know.
Well, if you
Like
had asked,
5 hours ago.
I would have told you if you would have asked me.
Yeah, I guess you're 100% correct. All How about tomorrow then? You whittle us some tables for these chairs. How about that?
Yeah,
That would
sure,
be-
why not?
All right.
Maybe wooden chandeliers or something that we can.
Hey, you guys can whittle us up some walls. Goddamn.
Yeah.
You get some chandeliers. I could
Oh, that's
act
okay.
entertaining.
Yeah, I like it. I feel like we have some good ideas. But how about we return these chairs to the guild so I'm not carrying around 2 oak chairs that are quite heavy. And then we go find this Byron Knoll and we see what he wants. How about that?
Did you ask the guy? What's his name? You just got the chairs from him. Why don't you just ask him?
Oh, well, I walked away from the door. He's
I'm
good point.
pretty
I
sure
should have
can
asked
find
him.
Street as we're talking about this.
Yeah, can we start making our way back to the guild to drop the chairs off? Is everybody alright with that?
Star will help carry the chairs up to the guild.
Oh, thank you, Star. I really appreciate it.
At the door, you see Connor is fast asleep, and Byron is stuffing his face. And
Is he asleep like on the ground? Or
no, he sleeps standing up. Like he's like standing up and going,
Connor!
kind of. Ah!
Kick the wall, waking
Now
up.
live
Yeah.
safe,
Yeah,
aren't you?
Good job
Keep-
hiding you're doing.
When you say that, he pulls out his dagger and starts kind of doing the whole like,
What do we?
Whoa!
Hooja,
whoa,
hooja,
calm down.
hooja, you
It's
know.
us. I got you.
yeah. And then he
All
closes
so
his eyes
anyway,
again.
Did anything happen while we were gone? I know it was only a few minutes, but I just wanted to return these chairs. So do you mind taking these and putting them inside, next to the couple
How about-
tables?
How about we call Holly instead? Hey, Holly!
Quick, get your shorts at cat. And he comes out and he's like, oh.
Chairs for you.
So he puts down the food, the plate of food and the mug in his hand on the ground. And then he turns over and he grabs the 2 chairs and just like, and just carries them, walks them in there and puts them, like as if it was no effort. And comes back, is that it?
Possibly put them somewhere where they won't be under a leaky part of the roof.
Oh, that's okay. He turns around and he kind of picks it back up and moves it
Meanwhile,
over
I'm
like a
gonna start
foot.
Looking at the food that he put down. I did that.
It looks pretty good. It's the same kind of food they were serving earlier. It was kind of like, it's dinner time, and so,
Yeah, I've been eating rats. Okay.
Why have you been eating rats? What?
What? Yeah, you don't have to eat rats anymore.
Look, you don't have to eat rats no more.
Yeah.
My God, you're not living on the streets now.
Okay.
I know. I've just developed a taste over the years. Okay, like sometimes you just get a craving.
Oh well, I can't argue with that. I mean, I never had rat before in my life. But if you had, then
You should
Yeah.
try it. Slow cook it.
Yeah, maybe.
you ever had rat jerky? That's probably good. for you.
Why don't you try it? Not bad, honestly. You need to catch a couple
Friends,
of rats.
weren't we supposed to
Really
go
make it
see a
work.
man about a job?
Oh yeah, didn't we have it?
Oh yeah, that's right. All right.
Why don't we just ask Byron here? He knows a lot of people. Hey, Byron.
He looks up from over his piece of chicken and just basically like in his mouth, and he's kind of like, "What you need?" Kind of look with the look on his face.
You heard of this Byron Knoll, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Have you heard
Yeah,
of him?
I don't know.
No. Oh, I think that's that guy who something about his wife or something. Something happened. She died or something. Yeah, he lives like down the way. Over there next to
How far down the way?
Can you point from here?
and so he kind of points and he says over near Van Hopper.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Thank you. And I start walking away.
I'm just gonna swipe a bit of food off his plate and eat it on our way.
All right.
So
Is losing wives an epidemic in this town, or is this
Must
the
be.
same guy?
We'll never. We'll
different guy.
find out.
Different guy.
All right.
Some
yeah.
die of old age, and some of them are there, and some of them get kidnapped.
Wait, I thought that one died of alcohol.
Yep.
Oh
Old age,
no, he
alcohol,
was trying to remind himself of the
kidnapped
guy's
bandit.
of Spirit's name.
Yes. Alcohol, spirit. Oh, yeah.
Close enough.
Okay. Anyway, so shall we? And then we go off and we try and find.
Yep.
Yeah.
We head to the middle of town and then we head south.
All right.
So done, hoppa. So yeah, it doesn't take y'all that long to get there. Roughly like 20 minutes or so. It's a very small town. It's not a big town.
I grab the nearest person and I ask, like, do you know where Byron Knoll is? Trying to find a Byron Knoll.
There are a couple of people out. It's dusk. It's not really dark. I would say it's 6:20. I mean, it's only been like 40 minutes or so since you got chairs, went back and went forth. Maybe an hour at most. So there's the people who are standing out. They just kind of point to like a little house. Just to be frank, the NPC is not significant enough to have shown on the map here, but you do see a little small, I don't want to call it a shack. It's a little bit better than a shack, but yeah, near Van Hopper's shop, and on the little, we'll call it like I don't want to say mailbox, little welcome kind of like, this is our place kind of sign, I should say. And it does say Knoll on there.
Okay.
All right, well, let's go now.
Yeah. Who wants to knock?
I mean, I'm a man of the common folk. If this man is a common folk, I could talk to him fairly well.
All right, let's please, by all means.
All right, then. Walk up and knock on the door. Rap it a couple of times with my knuckles.
So you hear a little shuffling, like on the inside, and he opens the door and he says, he kind of looks y'all up and down.
Howdy, brother.
Yes.
Are you Mr. Byron Knoll?
Yes, I am.
We're here about your job contract.
What you see is a gnome. So he's roughly about 2.5 feet tall.
So I'd be looking way down.
So you'd be looking, yeah. So yeah, he's
Mr. Byron Knoll.
yeah, he's a gnome. Short, cropped, like brown hair. It's a good-looking guy. I'm sorry. One moment, please. Not right now. Okay. He's a pretty good-looking guy. He opens.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because like my mic was just freaking out,
Oh.
talking to myself, and nobody's been saying anything. So I've been freaking out. Like, can you guys hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry. No. Yeah, we didn't hear
Like,
you.
Twice, where I was like, I'll knock, and then Roland was like, well, if nobody's offering, then I'll walk up to the door. And I was like, is my mic not working? Okay,
Oh shit! I dropped one of my dice on the floor.
come solved.
So, he said, "Oh, come in." So he opens the door, and
Thank you kindly, sir.
y'all can
Alright.
kind of pile in. You gotta squat down a little bit to get underneath, but the shack itself is not too. Well, some of y'all.
I mean, a gnome is living.
I'm pretty short. I'm like 5 feet tall.
I'm 3 feet.
It's
Three, so I assume my head's hitting the ceiling.
and when you come inside, it is really nice. I mean, the outside is kind of lackluster, but the inside looks very, very homey, very comfortable. Nice draperies and just very well kept. And he's like, y'all the ones from up the hill.
Glad we are, sir. That we
For
are.
Phoenix Talon.
Yes, it's my daughter.
Huh? What?
Yeah, what about her?
I need you to. I think that she went off with that that man. I
What
don't.
man?
Well, if she went of her own volition,
You have to understand that man. He took my wife. And now he means to take my daughter, and I cannot let that happen, but I can't do anything. All I can do is just...
What do you mean, took your wife?
yeah, it sounds kind of like a you problem. I mean,
But
He kind of looks up at you.
what
let
Roland?
Roland speak, by the way, because he's very.
Well, so what Roland meant to say is that what do you mean took? We're very here to help, and we're
What I
You mean
meant
like
by
He
that is.
kidnapped her
Or-
and seduced her.
Yeah.
okay.
Kinda-
What was his name again?
Byron Knoll.
No, the guy.
That
Last
guy.
name.
Didn't give us his name.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
can you
I didn't give his name.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. You're,
He's like, that man. I think he's like part of something very wrong. About a year ago, he had moved into town. You know, right over there, and he opens the door and he points. If you look out the door, kind of like in a straight kind of line, maybe northeast. He points over around where the temple is, Temple of Grace. He said, from there. And I haven't seen him since, but I know he did something. My wife went there a year ago and she never came back. I know he did something.
Why did your wife go there?
Well, we were having some problems, and she just needed to, I guess, get some comforting. I have a bit of a problem. Anyways, that's neither here or there. That's neither here or there.
Potency.
You need to my daughter, she went there and she's been gone for a week. Same place. I don't know what's going on,
And
but
the
I
guards
know
knew
it.
Nothing about this. The guards at all.
Can I roll a
They don't
persuasion
care.
check to see what his problem is?
A what check?
Persuasion? Like to persuade. Like,
Oh, good lord.
what is the problem that you are talking about, friend? Why? What problem?
Honey,
are you
no.
They just told us what the problem is.
What are you you just want to like find out, like, if you, because you're trying to find out if he's like either telling the truth or being shady or whatever, then you can roll. Okay, then that would be insight.
Okay.
And what exactly are you trying to decide? Just if he's
what's
telling the
your
truth
bonus
or...
on your insight?
Yeah, if he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Sorry, can I, just out of character, can I ask, like, what's your bonus on your insight? Because I have, like, was it +3?
Insight is wisdom.
Yeah, I've
I
got,
got a 15.
I've got +2. I was just gonna offer, because, like, I'm a suspicious ex-criminal, so if my bonus was higher, like, I'd offer to look instead.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
What'd you roll again?
15.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
15.
15. Okay. He seems like he is being genuine about his wife and his child being missing. As far as saying that it was because of that place, that's a bit of a stretch. It seems like it's kind of one of those things where something happens and then something bad happens and you say it's the result of the thing that happened before, and you don't really know whether it really did happen because of that thing or not. It's just that that's where the blame lies. So he's like telling the truth. It's just that it's one of those things where that's kind of what you get. Like, I'm mad because that was the last place she went, therefore they're the problem. Kind of.
What
Okay.
is that place anyway?
The
Sorry,
temple.
did he say
The Temple
what
of Grace.
that man's name was?
No, he did not.
Oh, okay.
You know the man's name?
No, I don't. I just
Does he still
know
live there?
I've told them. I told Whitfall, and he didn't believe me. I don't know what to do. He says that he's not doing anything wrong, and if he's not doing anything wrong, then there's nothing that he can do. But I know it's him. I know it's him.
We'd be happy to investigate it for you.
And he grabs Roland by like the bottom of the shirt, and just starts crying. He says, "She's 15. She's 15. She's a baby." And when she's saying, I mean, I guess, I wouldn't say 15. What's 15 in? 15 in gnome years. What is that, like 100 and?
It's 50. we mature the same way.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not sure about that. Okay, so she says, so he pleads. He's like, she's 15. She's 15. You know, and it's just like, you know, you need to save her or whatever.
Well, I mean, we do have bills to pay.
So he goes to his little container on his shelf. It's like a little chest, and he opens it up and he pulls out some money, and so he puts it in your hand. He puts 5 in your hand, and he says, "Bring me my daughter, and you'll get another 5. And you bring me that head, you'll get the last 5. Just please."
I don't know about that second part, because the man himself may be innocent, but we'll be looking into it.
He's not. He's not.
Well, that's your opinion.
I don't know his name, but he always wears a hood, and he has dark hair, and he's a human. He's like you. And he just kind of stares.
Well,
So,
Well, that's not very nice.
Do you mean that he's also part of the guild, or just?
you mean he looks like me, tan, leathery skin, old man, or what?
They all look alike.
That's pretty racist, friend.
And he kind of looks down, and he's just like, he's like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I just.
Byron, here, we will. I'll tell you what. You give me the name of your daughter and your wife, and what I can try and definitely do, and if everybody else is behind me, we will go up there and we will ask around and we will find out what happened, and we will come back to you with the knowledge, if not your daughter, and then we will talk about other things and move on from there.
So, he walks over to you, Spirit, and he says in Gnomish, he said, in Gnomish, and whoever speaks Gnomish, which quite a few of y'all do,
Picked it up.
quite a few of y'all understand it. He's assuming that only the gnomes understand what he's saying, and he says,
casual.
he says, you'll bring her back, Rhaenyra. I know you'll bring her back. You know, I know humans. I don't know about them, but I know I can trust you. You're a gnome.
Byron.
You know, I love my child. Bring her back.
Well,
I trust you. I trust
if
you.
I've been paid, I get the job done. Or was that Gnomish?
That wasn't Gnomish.
This is all. I turn to Byron and Gnomish. I say, "Oh, go ahead."
Yeah, like when he's talking about his daughter, gives her name. Star pipes up in her horrible Gnomish and says, daughter yours, bring back we will most hastily."
He jumps because he's like not expecting anybody else know what he says. And
Byron,
then
what she says is true.
Yeah,
We
Yoko's
will.
just sitting in a corner getting offended at all this blatant racism towards humans.
and
I'm
then
just standing there with my flute, wondering what's going on because I can't understand a word anyone's saying.
and
So-
yeah, he looks at Star and kind of goes, kind of smiles like, oops, like I stuck my foot in my mouth kind of thing, and he says, that's really good. How long you been practicing?
Oh, his mic's muted.
Yeah, your mic's muted,
Who's this?
Justin.
Oh,
Am I much sorry? Sentences complex.
Oh, the
to-
common.
not
I
good
common's
yet.
okay. He says that in common, like common's okay, and he kind of smiles like, oh, poor child.
And like as soon as she realizes she's doing it again, she kind of like winces and shakes her head and stops talking.
Byron. In common, I say this. Byron, I promise you, we will do our best, and we will bring you back your daughter. And from there, all we need to know is just their names to start with, and then we will be on our way, and we will start first thing in the morning.
Are you saying this in Gnomish or
Common. Everybody can hear me now. Like I'm speaking in common.
My wife's name is Serafina.
Serafina?
Yes, she had long blonde hair. She's very beautiful.
Gnome, like you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And your daughter's name?
Ranea.
Linnea.
She's also a gnome.
Yes.
She's Dragonborn.
Kinda
Not like a half gnome.
kind of gives you a weird look like, yeah.
Yeah. No. My friend, he means. What do they look like? Blonde hair, brown hair,
She-
gold hair.
are there any discernible
Ranea has dark red hair, almost brown like mine.
Okay.
Does she wear any jewelry, perhaps?
I don't know. I gave her a necklace that was a star, but I don't even know if she has it. I haven't seen her in a week, and no one will
Are
help
there a
me.
lot of gnomes around these parts?
Not a lot, but there's a couple of us.
Well, it should be pretty easy to spot then.
Okay. One final question. Is there anything specifically that we could say to where she would know that we are there to help? Something that only you and her would know about that maybe we could ask her and be able to identify her a little bit better.
You could just ask her about the gold star
Gold star.
that I gave her. It's on a gold chain, and it's very, very pure. Very. I hope she hasn't sold it. It's a family heirloom that's been passed down, and it's. I hope. Just bring her back to me.
We
Just
will.
bring her back
We
to
will.
me.
And in Gnomish, I say, you have my word as a fellow gnome. We will bring back your daughter. And then I turn to leave.
He says in
And
Gnomish,
before
thank you.
everyone-
Thank you so much. I believe you.
Before everyone leaves, I sit there with my flute and I just play a little B note. Ooh, child, thank you. Rider.
He's just kind of going like he's looking like why is she playing music?
She really likes you.
Laura tries to grab her by the collar and be like, "You're not getting
I
on
was
for
just doing a
tonight,
little
honey."
dance, like pointing at him with a completely stone face.
She's just like,
Come on.
as Tanbar is leaving, he grabs you on the arm,
I was gonna wait until everybody left and say something to him.
and he waits till everybody walks out, and kind of not closes the door completely, but with just a bit of a crack, and then turns to you and he says, You know, uh, we can't trust them. He says it's in Gnomish.
Trust who?
Humans.
Humans?
Yes. Will you watch them?
Yes, I will keep an eye on them. I'm talking in the Gnomish or something. Also, don't worry. I used to do this a lot in my old profession. Missing persons is one of my specialties. So we will have her back in no time, and we will bring this human, if he is with fault, to justice. You have my word.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very well.
And he just kind of turns around and goes back to sitting down. If you looking in what he has in there, there's just like papers with scribble written all over it. It looks like he's been kind of in a state of when you're really upset about the things that are going on and there's really nothing you can do kind of thing, where you have to either talk to someone or write something down or do something to kind of get that off your chest. So there's a lot of that kind of like out. And that I was going to mention that earlier, but since y'all started talking, I didn't want to interrupt you. So that's just kind of laying about. There are some of the things that you would find that people would take care of, like the dusting and the dishes and the stuff like that. And
Would have noticed that while she was in the house?
No, yes, you would have. I mean, like I said, I would have said it earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt y'all when y'all started talking.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
Okay.
so, yeah, it's like the house itself is beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of the guy. You can tell that he looks like a shack on the outside, but on the inside, the guy's got some money somewhere. I mean, most of the people in town, they have like copper and silver. I mean, he just flat out gave you 5 gold, and he's like, yeah, I can give you some more if you do what I ask. So I mean, you can tell it's not like if you were to keep your promise, at least he would have a way of paying you.
Yeah.
At the very least.
So outside, you'll just be, his wife and daughter were taken. More likely, they ran away. Jackass.
I feel like we should investigate this tomorrow for sure, and find out the truth.
Yeah, he's got that much gold.
When I was telling him about my old job, I flashed him my badge just to ease him a bit. Yeah, give him a bit of.
Well, considering that you have been a lot of places and done for a living, it does bring him a little bit of peace because he does.
Cool. That's what I was going for. All right, and then I'll leave. Walk out.